This week on Boring Gear Reviews, we have the Hermano from Total Gravy Guitarworks. I'd like to thank Derek from Total Gravy for bringing over the Hermano for me to try. The Hermano is a vintage voice amp based on the Fender Deluxe Reverb. It features two individually voiced channels that can be run separately or jumped to blend, and it also features a reverb and a tremolo. As with all Total Gravy amps, the speakers are completely custom and outstanding. You can get this amp in 210s, 112, or 115. The one I'll be using today is a 112. Everything is all tube, hand-wired, and the attention to detail is outstanding. For today's demo, I'm using my 1989 Orville by Gibson ES335, and this has Tyson Tone Deacon pickups. All right, in this first section, we're going to be running into the normal channel on the second input, and to my ears, this has a little bit brighter and a slightly more saturated sound. We're going to have the bright switch up, the volume at 3, the treble at 8, and the bass at 5. I'll have the reverb on at 3, and then kind of midway through, I'm going to increase the reverb to about 8, and also introduce the tremolo. And here we're going to have the speed at 7 and the intensity at 8. One thing I noticed right away when I started playing this amp is that what I typically find in Fender style amps, in particular like Deluxe Reverbs, is that the low end is kind of washy. Like it just kind of fades away for me. Here, it is very, very tight and round and focused. It's not clinical or harsh at all. It's just, it is a very focused and present low end, which I can never say about Fender amps, which I would love to say, but here I can. You get all the crystal clear bell-like highs that you would expect, plus this like great amount of mid-range. It's not like really scooped like a lot of Fender amps. And again, this low end that's just really compressed and focused. The reverb is beautiful and splashy, but not overly springy. And the tremolo is, it's just gorgeous. It's super warm and rich, and it has a very nice range. And in this next clip, we're going to be running into the vibrato voice of the amp and into the second input. We're going to have the bright switch down, the volume at 5, the treble at 7, the bass at 5, and the reverb at 5 as well. In the first part of this clip, I'm going to have the volume of my guitar rolled down, and what you'll notice is the difference between the clean sound of this side of the amp and the clean sound of the normal channel of the amp. They're definitely similar, it's definitely the same amp, but the characteristics are different. There's a different sort of feel and glassiness to it, which I found really, really cool. It's not like I have two different amps that don't match. They totally match. There's just something about it. It feels a little different in a way that I loved. And I think it just goes to show the care that's put into making each side their own thing and equally valuable. When I roll up the volume, you'll hear this really gorgeous, dirty breakup that happens. So we're going to have like a kind of a mid-level distortion here. One thing that won't come across on this video is how powerful the amp is. You feel every part of it as you're playing in front of it. So there's this really deep low end that's hitting you, and then this really gorgeous high end and mid range is washing over you. It's a very fun experience to play in front of these things. And finally, we're going to jump both channels. So in that first clip, we had this gorgeous clean of the normal channel. In the second clip, we have this beautiful saturation in the vibrato channel. And now we're going to blend the two. And you really do get the best of both worlds here. We're going to keep just a bit of reverb, so we'll have it around 2. And we're going to actually have the tremolo on as well, too. So we're going to have the speed around 8 and the intensity at 3. So just kind of a subtle vibrato going. And we are going to pair that with the Holy Island Audio Glass Palace. If you'd like to see a full demo of the Glass Palace, click the link right here. So the first section, the pedal will not be engaged, and then I'll turn on just the boost section and then the drive section after that. So we're going to get this beautiful clean sound, like a desert island clean sound. And then when we turn the boost on, you'll hear that same clean sound with just a bit more drive and push, and you get this really stunning, mild feedback and saturation that is just unbelievable. Then when we turn on the drive section of the Glass Palace and push the Hermano really, really hard, it's going to sound huge. To me, what initially came to mind was like that Cream farewell concert that I think is at the Royal Albert Hall, where it's like the sound of Clapton's guitar was just so huge, so saturated, and it felt like it wanted to explode the speakers, explode the room, but it just didn't have anywhere to go, so it just sits in the amp. To me, that's what I felt when I get into this last section of this clip. Anyway, enjoy. And that's a wrap for the Total Gravy Guitarworks Hermano amp. It goes without saying, if you saw my other video on the Hermano stuff, the Vertigo and the Nino, click the link right here, you'll know how good this stuff is. This is no exception. I think anything in Total Gravy's lineup is going to blow you away. The big things here are these unbelievable speakers that are broken in and just perfectly EQ'd, and then this incredible transformer that's just, it's voiced perfectly. It's everything you want out of an amp. It's made well, it looks great. Derek's a super nice guy, easy to deal with, loves talking about amps and pickups and stuff. So if you're in the market for an amp or pickups, check out his website, links in the description below. But for me, this thing is a home run. It's just really gorgeous. Everything about it, I couldn't find a setting that I didn't love. If you love it too, consider hitting that subscribe, like, and notification bell so you get notified every time I release a new video, which is every week. As always, links for everything I'm using will be in the description below. I truly appreciate everybody watching and all the support. I'll see you next week with another video. Peace.